Sitting up, I've shown you most of the stuff, sweeps, submissions, weeks 1 to 5. Carl's been winning this underhook and playing the game and connecting himself to me. All this stuff. So from a passing perspective, I can't let him get sleeve control or win underhooks or even win overhooks. So, I mean, if I try to win the underhook, which is a good thing because I can flatten him out, see the way Carl's won overhooks on me. Again, he can control me with me looking at this from the no-gi perspective while I'm winning the overhook. So I think the safest way is just to basically get his back flat on the mat and then think about passing. So we're going to look at 2 versions tonight, whether the first one is I get his back on the mat, second one is I can't get his back on the mat. So from here, I'm just going to push on his shoulders to get his back on the mat. I'm going to control his hips with my elbows here. Okay? My left is coming underneath, okay, underneath his right hamstring. Okay? And from this position, if I'm going to pass to my left, I'm going to put my head next to his left hip on the opposite side. So my head's coming here, but if I just try, because in the warm-up drill, this last few times I've been showing you how to actually come over to this position. Okay? The problem with that is, if I do that and Carl follows me with this hook, he ends up on top. So as much as it's a good position to jump over, we need to get some kind of control first. So once I get him on his back, and I hug his hips, okay, my left coming underneath, okay, the right hamstring, I'm putting my head on the mat, my right hand is just going to grab the pants, okay, and from this position, I'm going to, as I lift my hips, I'm going to remove this hook by stiff arming his leg out, okay, and then I'm going to backstep so he can't follow me, okay. And from this position, I'm going to come to the balls of my feet and tripod up, and my arms is going to body lock Carl's both his legs as I walk my right leg underneath his legs, and I'm pinning him with my shoulder. This is a pressure pass. It's uncomfortable for Carl already. He's starting to push. See the way he's pushing on my shoulder? Okay, this is going to give me the underhook. So because I baited him into pushing with his right arm, so from here I'm going to look for this underhook first. Okay. Then my second hand comes in and wins the underhook. I put my head in his throat as I pull myself up the body, win the cross face, and win the side control. So again, from this butterfly guard, because primarily we've been working from this position, this is going to give the person on the top a little bit of game of what they should be doing. So first thing is, I can't let him get sleeve control. If he does get sleeve control, I'm breaking it. I want to get his back on the mat, so I'm pushing on his shoulders, and I'm going to hug his hips. Okay, my left arm's coming under, okay, his right hamstring. So this sharp part is coming under here. This is going to control his hip because I can't have him hip escaping as I'm trying to pass. So I'm going to put my head on the mat. My right hand grabs the pants, and I'm going to stiff arm this back as I back step to remove the hook. Now Carl can't follow me. The other detail I'm doing is this left arm is underneath his hip, so it's very hard for Carl to hip escape. So from this position, I'm going to tripod, because my left leg's kind of caught here a little bit. I just tripod up in the air. Okay, so my arse is in the air. I body lock my arms, and then I'm going to walk my right leg underneath his legs. This creates a lot of pressure on Carl's stomach here. It's not comfortable. I'm already starting to push with his hands. And now that he's pushing with his hands, he's giving me the underhook. So from there, pressure with my shoulder, I win the underhook with my left hand, I win it with my right hand, I put my head on the throat as I pull myself up the body, and I win the cross piece. If you haven't done much jiu-jitsu, I just would do that bit. For those guys who are at the wee way longer, show you how to get on the back and get the arm bar. It's the same setup. Carl sitting up. Push him down, I hug the hips, I do the same thing, left arm comes under, head on the mat, get the grip on the pants. So as I stiff arm this, on back step, and then I put pressure as I walk underneath, really driving with my shoulder cards are immediately starting to push to relieve that pressure. The left arm comes under, but instead of just getting a shallow grip here, I'm going to reach right through and grab the far lapel on this side. Okay. From there, I'm winning the underhook here, but now I've got a massive lever. Okay, so I can turn Carl onto his left side, and I'm going to fill that space with my knees. Now I've got double unders, which is really good, so if Carl tries to put his back on the mat, it's not going to happen, but he can roll his knees. Whoa, stay there, bro. So to stop that, this grip comes into the crook of the arm, and I lean my elbow on his face. So if he tries to turn into me, he's not. He tries to roll his knees, there's no way that's going to happen. So I've got control. So from this position, I'm going to step over the T-mount. Options to hit the triangle. If I stuff this, I can come underneath to hit the triangle. Look at the armbar. So I'm going to pull this towards as I transition to S-mount. So I'm swinging my leg over. Carl's going to get hand to hand. We know we get hand to hand. I've shown you a ton of ways of breaking this, but this is just a different way, one more way. So I keep the crook of my arm in his arm. I find my hip, and then I underhook this leg, and I just lean towards it. And I'm just going to hang like hanging on a rope. All my weight is on Carl's right arm. I'm just leaning back, and the detail is I straighten this across his face. It's not nice. Eventually, I'll keep your grips, bro. If he still has that, this hand will come up and I'll just hit the punch. And then I have it. Okay. So, yeah. Butterfly guard. First thing I'm going to do is get his back on the mat. Hug his hips. The left forearm comes under the leg. My head goes to the mat. The right arm straps the pants. Okay. So as I back step, I shelf this, so I'm straightening it. So Carl can't follow me. Then I tripod up so my butt's in the air. I walk off the legs, and then I walk my right thigh underneath his legs, really pushing with my shoulder and his gut. The second I get that reaction of Carl pushing with his hands, that's going to give me the underhooks, because I have lower body control, I need upper body control. So I'm swimming for the underhook. I can grab, and pull myself up on the crossface, but if I want to do that, let's get on the back and look for that armbar. This hand will grip deep. So when I win this underhook, I can use this as a massive lever. So as I'm moving into side control, I'm tilting him. But I switch grips because he can roll his knees. So this hand that has the lapel on the left side comes into the crook of the arm as if you're going for an armbar. But to stop him rolling from his knees, I just put pressure with my elbow on his face. If you get to this position, your partner will try to put their back on the mat. My knees and chest is stopping that. He's going to try and roll his knees because I've got control with this. I just lean on his face. So now I switch the T-mount. So I lean to the left, step over, and get my foot in his hip. The triangle's there, but if I want to go for the armbar, I pull up and transition to S-mount. Leaning towards his legs. Leg comes over. He gets hand to hand. Hand comes on the hip. Underhook the leg. And just lie back. Dead weight, all my weight's on this arm, and I just straighten this across his face. Puts a lot of tension in it. If he's making that grip, I can come up and snag a wrist lock. If he has the other way, which is the way he should have, I'll just put as much pressure on it as I can, and then I can just hit it. When I go for the arm bar, make sure the thumb is up, pinching my knees. Okay, so let's go for 5 8.